Hey there team, so today we have what looks like a sort of siege defense here of this map that might be familiar to a few people by now. There's been a few battles on Scout's channel and also on Umad Commander's channel of a fight here in recent days, but we've got a different one. This is not the same. Battle set in by MSQ. I'll zoom in over here while everybody is shuffling forward, but there's still a ways before the battle actually kicks off, so there might be a cut after we do the army roundup. We've got Corman here, playing as Lothlorien. He's got his kindred there, some sword masters and some axemen behind them. Then over here we've got the Lorinand archers and warriors. What do we have here? Some more Lorinand archers, some more watchers of the Golden Wood, some Lorinand spears. Some more spearmen there, March Wardens of the Wood, some guardians, some Lorinand axemen, and some more warriors, and some more sword masters there too. Pretty heavy on the archers, which I think is good for the attackers here. The defenders don't have much to hide behind in this position, so if you can just hammer them with arrow fire, you know, why not? We've got Sauron here, commanding Angmar today. We've got two of these pikemen. Do we have an armor upgrade for them? We do. We've got a lot of armor upgrades today, as we can see. Some Guardians of Khardum, and then some Blackwatch Legion too. Every single one of them with an armor upgrade, so they will be beefy guys. This is a very elite but small Angmar force today. The Trolls of Angmar, the Trolls of Gundabad, the Witchers there, and the Hammerguard again with an armor upgrade. Yeah, Sauron has brought the best of Angmar today. Angmar can do that. It's kind of cool for like, you don't really view orcs as these exceptionally elite warriors, but Angmar can bring some good guys. We've got the Hiriek, brought by Mark of the Night, or the Mark of the Night. No armor upgrades for them. Some more Hiriek. Some Wardens of Amon Lank, not Amon Sul. Some more Hirioth. Some Elders of the Elven King today. That's where he's got his general, as you can spot. Some more Hirioth. Some Hirilang. Looks like Rangers. Nope, sorry, those are the same Wardens. Woodland Realm Patrol, Hiri Peng there. Elven King Palace Guard, and even the Ents have been taken today. More Woodland Realm Patrol. I'm actually gonna... No, I don't think we've got a confrontation yet. I'm actually gonna slow it down just a bit, just because we might actually be starting the fight. Are those men firing? No, they're just marching. But I want to make sure I get this rounded off. Khazad-dûm has been brought by Y2K today. Good to see some dwarves coming in on the attack, because we do have dwarves on the defense, so Khazad-dûm is able to beat down Erebor if they have to. The Axe Guard, 2nd Legion, the Mistral Guard here, Sons of the Fallen, some more Sons of the Fallen as we can see. The 1st Legion Pikes, as long as they don't get shot to pieces by crossbows, they will be very bloody. The 2nd Legion Axe Guard, and some Hammers of Gundabad. And then some more 1st Legion Pikes. A lot more troops coming in today as well, even though this is a pretty elite force in the back. Some Orc Hunters of Khazad-dûm, some Warriors of Khazad-dûm there, some Shield Guard, more Warriors, more Orc Hunters, and that's the same 1st Legion Pikes. Then Harad by Zabua, whatever it is. I've never seen him before. So he's got the Mimikil, which, oh god, the Mimikil are going to be scary here. I think that this confrontation is actually starting. I'm seeing some responses, so we're gonna go back to 0.2 speed to make sure we catch it all. Got the Mahud Beast Masters there. One poor Mimikil has been left behind, as we can spot. Yeah, lots of camels. Southron Pikes, some Beast Masters. Still moving in from here. Southron Archers, Demons of the Desert. Some more Southron Archers. Beast Hunters, Southron Warband, I'm spotting there. Oh, sorry, those are Haradrim Spears, not Southron Warband. Some Trollmen, lots of Trollmen, and the Hishari. And that's that. As we can see, the attackers today are not going to be coming down this secondary alleyway, which is interesting. It's always good to try and push as many avenues as you can as the attackers. Still no shooting going on. But we'll start with Gondor here, because he's set up first. He has spread out a nice long line of, well, a nice compact line actually, of Citadel Guard and Guards of Osgiliath, which is not fun to break through. The Citadel Guard are not easy. And then we've got the Gondor Infantry mixing up with these Fountain Guard. Again, very nasty. There's a gap here. that's going to have to get filled up. Pilgrim Marines in the back. Veterans of Osgiliath, looks like with 2 levels of armor upgrade today. Marksmen of Caer Andros, some Raven Helms of Caer Andros. And then we've got, looks like the Wards of the White Tower, no sorry, Nimlothian Honor Guard. A Ballista there. 2 artillery pieces for the defenders today. Wardens of the White Tower here, that's where they've got the general today. Some Gondor archers and some marksmen of Caer Andros over there. It looks like Gondor has a lot of troops over on this side alleyway. Gondor infantry, some Fountain Guard, and that is that actually. So they might come around, or he might just always leave something. There's a lot of mobile units. The Mimikill could come sprinting down that avenue if they really wanted to. Now let's try and catch out those dwarves. We've got some pikemen there, marching on up for the secondary line of defence. Over here some Ironfoot pikes, mixed in with some Ironfoot spears. Lots more Ironfoot pikes. Some, okay, now we've got a bit of a blob coming out. The Ironfoot crossbows and the, ooh yeah, just a lot of Ironfoot crossbows. We're seeing the Obsidian Guard there, some axe throwers and some axe guard of Erebor, yes. Got the halberds, okay, from the Ironfoot halberds, and always a lot slower than the pikemen. Then Isengard has also been taken by the defenders by Umad Kulmander. I've been seeing a lot more of Kulmander recently. He seems to sort of show up and get in a bunch of battles and then sort of disappears for ages, or like for about a month. Trolls of the White Hand there, Isengard Ballista, some champions of the White Hand. We saw the Hammer Guard out there as well. Yes, there they are. So lots of anti-cavalry potential. And both the champions of the White Hand and the Hammer Guard can actually pull off a brutal charge if they have to. Yeah, I'm going to go back forward because I don't think we are going to be getting attacked. The Uruk-hai Berserkers, the Naz-hai, some Uruk-hai Archers, more Uruk-hai Archers, some Uruk-hai Pikes, Guards of Orthanc, Half-Orc Bane Guard, Uruk-hai Infantry, lots of Uruk-hai Infantry, and then we're seeing some Uruk-hai Pikes in the back too, that's good. And then one poor troll of the White Hand just getting left behind here. Yeah, he's just taking his time, he's strolling, which is a bit strange to see. So, as I say, it's a 5v3 here on this map. What is this? This is not the Bay of Belfast. No, it's the Bay of something. I'll search it up for the title of this video. Probably should have done that beforehand, but oh well, mistakes are made. See, I've seen this getting done quite a lot recently. Like every time I've played on this map, we've always been defending or attacking this little settlement in the back here. So it's quite strange that people have gotten pretty fond of switching it up and defending this little section. As I say, it's always important for us because these maps are always really expansive. And it's often the case, especially in a siege atmosphere, that such a small section of it is actually used. So it's nice that I'm always really happy when people go out and they try and spot little areas like this. Of course, this one's quite obvious. But there are other sections that on other maps where, yeah, you're quite surprised. It's like, yeah, this little area could be defended quite nicely. I'm just going to have a look at this little section here. Can you get troops inside of here, or is it all blocked off? No, I think it's probably all blocked off. Could be a good sort of final choke point just for a few men blocking up that corridor, but no, I don't think so. That's a lovely house, though. Yeah, cool. And yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of scared for the attackers, for sure. Like, they're going to have to use their artillery very well. Oh, those Mimikill could easily get ballisted down. They need to get pulled out of the line of fire. Yeah, because those Mimikill could run riot across this line. It's such a wide open space that that they could do so much damage so quickly. So I don't know. If those Mimikill are able to be used properly, I think that this could be quite a good run for the attackers. The reason I don't know why they're not using that additional valley. I know it's so thin and it seems really bad, and I guess Harad is not built for that sort of fight. Harad, with their very lightly armored men, they're not really a grindy sort of force. But maybe if I was Y2K, I would, while the defenders are of course moving and shuffling together, I would have been tempted to get my army over into the valley, just so that you are putting pressure on that other section. But I guess they've got the Isengard ballista, and we saw how absolutely terrifying in the two battle reports by Scout and Umad. We saw how absolutely terrifying the Dragon's Breath cannon was down this narrow valley. So an Isengard ballista could do the same, really, and perhaps not quite as frightening, but still very nasty. And even a standard ballista could do quite a lot of work. Those Mummikill are running around, as I say. I'm just sort of waiting to see when we kick off. I think those Southron archers are going to be moving up soon, and maybe engaging. Let's have a quick little look over the front line, see how the defenders have set this up for now. Yeah, they've done everything sort of right. All of their phalanxes are protected by spearmen or just some sort of shielded unit. The veterans of Osgiliath here by Beshi are out front, which is quite interesting. They are shielded and heavily armoured today. But these men are running back and forth, but don't worry, they're not killing these. Oh God. Yeah, it does look nasty, doesn't it? But ooh, wait a second. Those men aren't getting back up. They're still responding when I look at them though, so surely they're not dead. Did they die from fire? Or did those Mummikill hurt them? There's a lot of dead wargs here too. Yeah, okay, no, this couldn't have been the Mummikill. Those Mummikill need to get back though. They're not running amok, as you can see. But no, dear, that's a shame. Yeah, no, they're dead. Gosh. It could have been archer fire that took them out, of course. Could have been the veterans, but that's no, because they all got knocked down. Oh God, that. Oh, of course, those wargs are Isengard wargs. Sorry about that. I got a bit perplexed. No, so the wargs charged in, hit these archers, then the Mummikill came back. That's what happened. It all started a bit faster than I expected it to. So everybody's coming up forward. As I say, I would be my main worries here as one of these defenders is Lothlorien, Lothlorien and Mirkwood, because the amount of arch skill and damage of those elven archers can just pepper this front line, and just the massive numbers of these rad archers, like they're responding to them. They're going to be using up ammunition taking out these guys, and then the elves are going to come in. The orc hunters too, as I mentioned before, there's no cover here. There's nowhere to hide these men. They need to be standing out like this. Oh my God, rangers right into... I know this is such a heavily armoured front line, but if the Greenwood, if there were the Greenwood Rangers, or I think they're called the Greenwood Rangers, or the Caris, Lothlorien's not a favourite faction of mine. The Caris Galadron Rangers, or no, that's not the Caris Galadron Guardians. The Caris, whatever it is, Rangers, they could just be mincing that front line, doing a lot of damage there. Woodland Realm Patrol opening up into these axe throwers in the back, but heavily armoured and shielded. We're not talking these are not troll show axe throwers there that you can just riddle with arrows. Pilgrim Marines again armoured as well. Sorry, relatively armoured, as all Gondorians are, but shielded too. They can take a bit of an arrow beating, and they're spread out like that, so I'm sure the defenders aren't going to be crying about that. I don't know, I'd be tempted, as wasteful as it may seem, and maybe I'm wrong in this. If I am wrong in that, let me know, but I would be tempted to just rattle shots into that front line, just to really weaken it. I guess those Pilgrim Marines did take a beating, and the less Pilgrim Marines means the less damage they can do quickly, but they're still going to use up all their ammo. Trolls of the White Hand standing there. So that must be outside of ballista range, which surprises me. The Isengard, well, I think the standard ballista and the Isengard ballista have about the same range, but I would have thought that's in range there. Still, oh, what do we have here? Do we have a unit running? Oh yes, of course, the wargs. Those poor wargs. Just getting out of the fight right there. That's definitely a shame, an expensive unit to lose like that. A few Pilgrim Marines? Gosh, I'm really sorry guys, I've missed a few weird things. I guess these, militia. These aren't Pilgrim Marines, these are militiamen. They're ballista men. Oh, I see. I understand what happened here. They were only allowed to take one siege weapon, and this additional one has had to be marched out and killed. A shame, but good on Bestie for doing that. That has changed things a bit. Now they've only got one ballista arrow, so that's a wasted 800 florins that Bestie's just used up. So it will affect things. We're at 3% for 2% now, which the defenders being down in these early stages is not good. But to be honest, I think that's what we're going to be seeing, because unlike most sieges, where it's the defenders with a ranged power just simply because of their positioning, I think, well, because of the defenses they have around them, they don't have these defenses today. So I think that the attackers have the ranged superpower, well, the ranged power to just rattle. That looks really nice, doesn't it? Just there's really sort of thick lines there, and the lines in the back too. That's pretty cool. We've got more pikes moving forward. This is something that I've definitely got an issue. Well, like I personally do struggle with this. Is just merging my front line with my allies. Like, I love to fight alongside my allies, and I think I'm quite good at it. But there's a difference for me between fighting alongside my allies and fighting exactly within my allies like this. That's definitely where I struggle. So, oh, even Goblin Trackers coming forward. There's just so much range power. No, snag it. Well, sorry, Goblin Trackers are not going to be doing much damage, but it's just arrows coming into the defenders, and everyone, they're going to do damage. But maybe we see this a lot. Perhaps the attackers have invested too much in their arrows, well, in their archers. These trolls are coming forward. That's kind of cool, because now with the Melkor's Chosen being gone, not the Melkor's Chosen, no, the Saruman's Chosen. God, sorry. The wargs being taken out, they need to sort of sally forth with this sort of stuff. And the only way to respond to that is getting a unit of like AP infantry, which right now, this is all archers. The wardens, but you move the wardens up here and expose them to the defenders' arrow fire. So that's a pretty good move. Pretty aggressive charge there. What are they? Chosen of the White Hand? No, I should know this. I really should know that. But, oh, well, Beast Hunters, great. Yeah, let's say, like, they've got javelins too, I'm kind of concerned for the defenders here. I think that, that ballista's got to do some good work, I think, in this battle. And they've really gone all out for the frontal defense, which I think is right. Like, if you're gonna defend here, which I think you should, like, cutting it off so it's only one choke point is not fun. A lot of these Uruk-hai archers, this is great, just a mass archer unit to kind of just do damage to like cheaper units. We're getting a lot of fire into these beast hunters, beast masters there. I don't like the use of the crossbows for this, though. I really want to save the crossbows for the dwarves. But these beastmasters, they've got javelins too. They were taken to kind of counter enemy charges, no doubt. But now that that's not really a threat, yeah, just volley fire with those javelins right into this front line. Heavily armored dwarves, doesn't matter really. Javelins are built for that. So much arrow fire. Yeah, that's insane. It'd be crazy if arrows, because arrows will disappear over time, but like it'd be absolutely insane if they did stay in the ground like corpses do, because that would just be, at the end of this battle, this whole line is just gonna be peppered with arrows. What are we at now? 6 or 4. I'd say arrows are having to be used up against the attackers. You know, these beast hunters, they're AP in melee actually, so they may not be very damaging in melee, but they're AP. Trolls of the White Hand are coming forward. Snag a stalker's there. I don't know. If you can get a good javelin volley into a nice close range unit of trolls, unfortunately, despite their size, trolls are actually a little bit tougher to hit than you might think. So you do need to be quite close to them. But this is a good response against these beast hunters. I know. I think Gondor maybe should have brought a few like Gondor militia archers and such, just to counter units like this. But hey, you see a lot of them have been getting ripped apart, but that's using up so much of Isengard's ammunition. Yeah, he's had to hold fire now. Lurt's hunting pack waiting there too for the... They're not going to be firing until the real combat begins though. Ironfoot crossbows here, it's best you found a good position. Wait, why does that say gone? Oh, there's a hidden unit of Wardens of Minas Ithil there, okay. So, the Rangers are going to be a big part. That looks like it was halted. Yeah, it was halted. So there's at least 2 units of Rangers, or body-piercing units there. And I didn't spot the Engineers, but surely the Black Oak Engineers have been brought to the field today. Yes, there they are. Okay, okay. I think the Defenders' chances are maybe a little bit better. The Hammer Guard, this is smart. Yeah, this is what I would be doing. Hammer Guard can just run all the way around here. Come through this little settlement. Make sure you don't run into these. That's a pretty sneaky placement. But, I don't know, I'm sure he probably wasn't thinking of this, but like, if he could have deployed them like there, then I would just absentmindedly be running, and I'd lose a unit Hammer Guard. Sons of the Fallen, oh, good, they're ready for it. Sons of the Fallen are not going to go down easy, and the spearmen there, and then the First Legion pikes are coming in as well. Yeah, no, so they've spotted that movement, so they are aware of their surroundings. And one unit, to be honest, yeah, one unit First Legion pikes along this corridor, maybe backed up by the Sons of the Fallen just in case. They don't have to worry about their backline. Even the mighty Hammer Guard are not going to be able to break through that. Snag of Stalkers there just coming in. It's kind of weird to see. I know they're of course not running away from them, but seeing the trolls of the White Hands running away from the Snag of Stalkers is pretty funny. Oh, the Beastmasters use little maces in melee. Are they AP in melee too? That's pretty cool. More arrow fire. You see this front line is starting to get a little bit... Is it visibly different from the minimap? It does look thinner, doesn't it? And this front line of Citadel Guard, those aren't Gondor spearmen there. This is unfortunate to lose these guys. Ironfoot spears have suffered as well. A lot of suffering on this side. Axe throwers still staying steady. Gondor archers, right? Okay, so the Gondor archers have been brought nicely armored up too. Yes. Oh god, look at that size. Yeah, it's weird. Like when you see trolls sort of battling away with humans, it's quite a strange thing to think of. But like a Snagga, a little, he's not even up to he's barely up to his knee. You know, that's insane. Victory is certain though. I'm chuffed with this. Is that another unit Snag of Stalker? Is good. Lots of numbers here, which you'd expect because the how elite Sauron has gone with his infantry line. He needs to make up numbers in just these cheap forces. As you can see, these men have been killed in this formation. It means they've generally been shot down. So the arrow fire, although it was maybe using up a lot of ammunition, it has dealt some stinging blows here. And we're seeing Harad has used up all of their ammo. I don't know. Like, and once the attackers have used up all of their ammo, they need to get stuck in, and this is a sturdy front line still. Is there any more weaponry that the attackers have to throw at them? No. They're going to be really relying on the dwarves for a lot of this, and the Ents are going to do some good damage, and of course, as I say, the Mumakil when they have to get used. These skilled elves can do a good fight for sure. Woodland Realm Patrol there, out of ammunition. Good in melee, of course, but shame to see them get used. Oh, Eladan is being called out. We've got the Elders of the Elven King firing in now. Heavy damage from their arrows. So I think this makes sense. A lot of people would maybe want to save this much more damaging ammo, as Chris yeets people around too, but that's not too much of an issue right now. These Gondorian archers have been moved up to the front, just being meat shields. This is kind of smart from Beshi. Yeah, I'd be keen to do something like this. I'm seeing a few of them holding. This man's holding a bow in one arm and his sword in the other. Oh right, okay, they always do that. I think that's maybe the amount of ammunition then. Maybe the Gondorian archers just don't actually put away their bow. These trolls, I'm really fond of how Commander has been using his trolls, because these trolls won't be taking much damage at all from these South-run archers. They will be taking a little bit of hurt, but just not much. Snag a Stalker's still chasing them around. Sauron's is going for it with those. How's the Hammer Guard gone? Whoa, sorry. I'm just not used to seeing Mumakil sometimes. They just scare me. Mumakil, of course, not worried about the stakes. They'll hammer right through them. Elephants don't really care about stakes. Nah, the Hammer Guard have run on back. Let's come out of that zoomed in focus. I'd be tempted to maybe run the Mumakil down here. There's no Pelargir Marines hiding. Yeah, I'd get one unit Pelargir Marines here just to answer to those Mumakil. So the Bane Guard there. Again, another unit of sort of nice AP. I don't really use the Bane. Well, I don't really use half-orcs too often when I play Isengard. Just had a really nice free-for-all last night. Played as Isengard. I'll probably be making a video about that at some point. Guards of War Thanks standing on the front line too. That's not where he's got his general today, I suppose. But no, that'll be quite a sturdy unit to have stuck up there. I always get a little bit upset by the Guards of War Thanks. They just never really seem to perform as well as I want them to for their price, but they'll do quite well here. This use of the trolls, although I agree with it for sure, you can see that they have been taking damage now. And absolutely surrounded, as little damage as that poor troll is going to be taking, he'll be taking a lot of little damage, and we just saw him go down there, of course. 47,000 frames, so it's pretty long one here. But Kindred of Celeborn are moving on up too. They're split shot. Yeah, if they're coming down here, the split shot right into sort of that central. This is where the line is sort of thickest. If you can just hammer split shot fire into that. Oh, any shot into the. If you can get some shots into this nice meaty centre of pikes, that'd be good. And the Elders of the Elven King are coming forward as well. I think this is right. Like, a lot of people would maybe suggest just saving up all of your... Well, saving up some of your ammunition for the later stages in the fight. But I just don't feel that that's for the best right now. This is good. This is where the crossbows are opening up on them now. But, they need to begin opening fire, or they're just taking damage here from crossbows. Maybe, although it would take longer, maybe you just want to wait until the Elders of the Elven King are done and then come in from behind them. Because where the Elders are standing, they're not actually taking any crossbow fire. Even though a handful of arrows... Why are you... Don't shoot into the... Oh, the Wardens of Minas Ithil. Okay, cool. The Wardens of Minas Ithil shouldn't be used like this, though. Yeah, they're body-piercing units. I get why they're being fired upon like right now, but I think Bishy's doing a bit of a misstep by using their... If I saw that it was the Wardens firing upon my Kindred, I'd stay there. Because they do more damage than normal Rangers, because of course they are the Wardens of Minas Ithil, but they, yeah, it's still just Rangers at the end of the day. They're body-piercing, they're not really mass damage. This is some good, yeah, this is some good arrow fire. Coming in right into the sort of backs and left side. The left side, of course, they'll get their little pathetic shield bonus, but no, it's not really going to help them too much either way. One troll still running around, just swinging down some goblin trackers. Okay, good, right, we're getting the Kindred opening up. That will thin down this line very quickly, no doubt. Yeah, no, they're seeing a lot of people getting hit here. The Hammer Guard are coming forward. That's a pretty good shout, actually. There's not really any camels there to respond to them. Those Ents maybe need to get moved up. Whoa, okay. Yeah, this is quite a beating there. Up and over shots. You don't want to see that. Whoa. Oh yeah, that's quite a lot of blood splatters coming up from all over the line. Hammer Guard coming forward. Yeah, the Hammer Guard will mess up these back lines though. The Mimikil are having to be sent to respond, and this is the time, Isengard Ballista. It's not coming forward just yet. Ugh. Ah, okay, fire into the Hammer Guard. It's not a bad shout, but they're heavily armoured. Oh, the Mimikil are moving back now. I'm surprised that the Isengard Ballista didn't jump on that. It'd be good, because one good shot, even though you only take out one Mimikil, it might send the rest of them running amok. You know, elephants get scared to heck about firing now, about fire ammunition. So, as I say, even if you take out just one of them, that fire ammunition is going to be scaring the rest. And, oh god, oh, he might still be in range. And if they start running amok right in the centre of those lines, this could be what the defenders need. Okay, miss, but it's pikemen going down. Hey, it's alright. Come on, dude, you need to move those. You need to move them. Okay, that's one down. They're still okay. They're marching now. Yeah, so he has been made aware now. But that was all 3 shots. They're going to take a sec to reload. Still, one dead Mimikil is a good win. Would have been much better for them if they managed to sort of get them running amok. But no, I don't think. I think Coolmander can be pretty chuffed with all that. Still a lot of trolls too. And how much AP? Well, the Citadel Guard are AP, but I'm wondering how much AP there really is on the defenders' front line. Yeah, I have been seeing though, because I used to be under the impression that just sort of about all trolls. Oh, that's quite nice. Like all trolls really were quite heavy on the armored front, but actually most trolls really aren't. I think it was Anaket that sort of pointed that out, and then I have been looking through the stats, and yeah, it's it really is. It surprised me a bit. So it's not so much about AP, it's about sort of heavy damage, but most trolls, sort of these like Trolls of Gundabad and Trolls of Angmar, they do have quite a sturdy ass armor bonus. So armor piercing definitely does help for them. But for cave trolls and mountain trolls, you really just you want heavy damage rather than armor piercing. Yeah, it's this sort of attack that is really going to be whittling down the defenders. Snaggastalkers, I was going to say they're coming forward, but they're not really. Goblin trackers, they're out of ammunition. No, they're not. They just want to get some point blank fire. Let's say this is a pretty. It's just a bit of. It's not really back and forth. It's just a bit of skirmishing going on, which I know is definitely not going to be too interesting to a lot of people, but it is quite nice, really, when you see this sort of thing, because it's in a lot of ways like it's a battle of wills. Really, it's the defenders have gone with this strategy and they've suffered tremendously for it. But if they back away now, then they've taken all those losses for nothing. That was definitely some ranger fire. At least it looked like it. I thought I saw straight lines coming through that. I don't know. Saying that though, I think when I saw the elves arrayed in front of me, like what's crazy here is we saw the amount of firepower that was coming in earlier and how kind of little damage it was doing, whereas now we were getting these elite units of elves along with some goblin trackers and some orc hunter fire. We're seeing how much major damage that's been doing in such a short time. Commander has decided to fall back with some of his pikemen, which I think is a pretty decent idea. As I say, I would have probably lost my bottle earlier than this. Just when I saw the amount of elves that I had in front of me, I would have probably gone out of there. There was too much that it can just like pepper you. We've not even really had any melee confrontation yet. I think the again the Chosen of the White Hand, whatever they're sort of called, the Warg Riders. They really, losing them so early was definitely a rough kicker. I think that they were definitely very useful on the front line, and I know why he did slam them in at the right target for sure. He came right into the front of the Southron archer unit, but no, it just didn't really work out in the end. Haradrim spears, I do like those sort of twin spears there. They're quite cool to see. For such a terribly cheap, low quality unit, of course. But it'll just be fodder to throw at the front line just to wear people down. Oh gosh, no, these demons of the desert. Ouch. Yeah, Bestia on this front line here, on this right side, he's just taking a beating from that. Oh yeah, 20 for 13 now. You really see the attackers are using their ranged elites now, and they're mincing people. Armor piercing and body piercing. These demons. Yeah, no, that's gonna be wreaking havoc on the front line. To be honest, if I was those demons, I'd get forward. I just don't think the defenders have enough archer fire anymore to really respond to you. The Urkai archers, I guess, and those crossbows would open up. That's true. Well, we've got the Woodland Realm Patrol engaging this right side. I'm surprised they're actually having difficulty there. The Urkai infantry are no joke, though. And they are nicely heavily armoured for everybody, but especially for orcs. And they're quite skilled for orcs, too. The orc hunters there, too, coming forward. Some more shots coming into the side here. Heavily armoured Gondorian archers, they're tanking for their Urkai pikemen behind them, which I think is a good idea. Snag of stalkers coming forward into melee now. I think it's quite good to just focus on this flank, but we are seeing slowly the fight is being taken all across the front. These warriors of Khazad-dûm are gonna be bouncing off what's left of the Fountain Guard there, and backed up by the Urkai pikes too. But again, this open area on the right. Oh, Bestia's gone for a counterattack, which I think is pretty smart. Those warriors of Khazad-dûm, I would have thought would have stopped this, but they're pulling back. What's this Gondorian infantry mixed in with some Nimlothian Honor Guard? Ah, okay. AP on those Nimlothian Honor Guard as well. Not just being very skilled. And heavily armed. Gondor is growing on me. I've been practicing with them a fair bit, and I think I'm cracking them. I've always wanted Gondor to be one of my big factions, but I've just never really been able to have too much success with them. But recently, I've been playing them a different way, and I think it's sort of working out a little. Taking a lot more Fountain Guard. I think it's a big part of that. Hey there, team. So, just had a log crash. Wasn't a big one. These Witchers again. You see, if I was Coolmander, I would be really tempted to just slam a volley into these Witchers with my ballista. Even like the Hammer Guard as well. Like I get that he's wanting to get the monster kills with it, which I think there's a lot of sense in that, and maybe that is the right thing to do. But there's a lot of these elite units, and the trolls are in sight as well. You know, I would be going for some of them myself. Yeah, but as I say, you know, if I was in control of it, I would have probably already used up all the ammunition for it. You know, the side shot on the Kindred. But yeah, you see, I think like a shot on an elite unit would have done more than that. But maybe it's out of range. Maybe that to me doesn't look like it's out of range though. Yeah. Again, I'm not an artillery user though, so cool. So double troll push here. Trolls of Gundabad. No, that's just the trolls of Trolls of Angmar, sorry. And then the trolls of Gundabad are coming in here too. Yeah, I think that they're going to be busted up on the left flank. They don't have a counter to those trolls right now, and the Ents are going to be coming in on the right flank too. The Nazhai are coming forward. Bane Guard coming forward. Yeah, okay, they'll do some damage to trolls, no doubt. See, that's a shot. Yeah, those Mimikill are definitely in range right now. Wardens of Amon Lank here are out of ammunition. Oh, no, they're not. Oh, yeah, no, they are. Some of them still have a shot, but the vast majority of the unit's out. So that'll be another bloody unit on the front line, but yeah, still not really Well, and all of their arrows, of course, gone into the front line. Anyway, yeah, these pikemen are okay. Like, the centre, I think, is going to hold, because the centre is just so fierce, but it's this flank that's just been absolutely brutalised. The Fountain Guard are still standing here, though. The trolls have managed to push through to the pikes, which is good. The trolls definitely don't want to be fighting against those Fountain Guard for very long. Blackwatch Legion, yes, Sauron's doing the right thing here. He's just getting his men around. The Blackwatch Legion, I don't know, I'd be tempted to just buckle a position, because like that's what they're so good at. I was talking a lot about the differences between the Blackwatch Legion and the Blackguard of Barad-dûr, and why I prefer the Blackguard. But the Blackwatch Legion are fantastic for just creating those little dimples in a formation that can just be so bloody. But you know, why do that when you can just run around the side here, which is good. So he's just going to come around and start slamming their backs. Halberdiers moving in position, these Ironfoot pikes, pretty quick to it. Those Wardens of Minas Ithil, who have managed to save up their ammo. I still don't use the Wardens of Minas Ithil too much. As I say, I have been growing very fond of Gondor recently. Oh, there's definitely some good fire. Guardians, yeah, if those Guardians can get on the front line, they'll be definitely phalanx for phalanx. Yeah, it looks like Corman is really going to come in hard on this left, on the sort of the broken position, which, yeah, you can see how just sort of that massive bulge there. It has been fixed quite nicely by MSQ with these pikes, but that's only one line thick. Actually, sorry. Yeah, that's only one line thick of pikes. Engagement over here, the Bane Guard. Are those trolls all already dead? I think they are. Yeah, those trolls. Yeah, you're seeing they're all gone. Damn, those trolls don't last too long. I don't know. As I say, I feel people have gotten so much better at countering trolls. It's not. I don't think trolls need augmented in any way. Ah, good. Okay. He has spotted this. Commander is going to be rattling into those Mumakil who are using their ammunition. Like, that's great, but they need to be charged and they need to be ripping this front line apart, just moving in and out. Some good fire here against this Isengard ballista. And genuinely it might go down, but that doesn't really matter too much. The Ents have coming forward. Great. Oh, what the heck? Another miss. Those Mumakil are freaking lucky. The Ents are coming into this flank, which is good. The Bane Guard will hurt them, but coming in alongside the entirety of Mirkwood, this is good, having an elf on either flank. Another Mumakil down, running amok now. They're gone, yeah. Elders of the Elven King taking a bit of damage from that little charge there. Goblin Trackers too. Nah, that's unfortunate. That's a lot of money just sort of wasted for very little gain. Those Mumakil should have been thrown in earlier. Let's see, I know that he clearly wanted to use his arrow fire, which is, it makes sense, and we've seen that happen before, we've seen that work before, but when the enemy's got a ballista, especially an Isengard ballista. Hey there team, sorry about this, I'm having to lower the graphics quite a bit. I had 2 crashes just there, but and I want to get through both of MSQ's battles that he sent me today, because I've really been neglecting those ones. If you send me a battle and you don't see it up within a week, then please send me a message, because like, I'm not trying to be mean, it's just I genuinely might have forgotten, you know, something might have gone in the way, you know. So, you know, like, I'm very bad at organizing, so I'll just have it sitting there in my Discord chat, just like ordering it, so it might have just slipped by. So please, like, as I say, if it's not out within a week, just give me a shout. I hopefully won't end up repeating myself. The last time I tried to record this, it crashed so hard that the file actually corrupted. So it was like, damn, gotta just get it sorted. But we will hopefully be okay. As I say, I've just had to really minimize it just to make sure I can get through both of these today. I'll get the other one recorded while this one's processing, you know. The Ents have managed to push through here pretty brutally. Let's see, this is the last like large unit that the attackers have at their disposal now. Those Mumakil probably ain't coming back. I think there is a chance that they can return, but it's very unlikely. Got a lot of fire coming in here from these March Wardens of the Wood, with their morale dampening ammo, but it's more just a case of it's good ammunition coming in, rather than... This is good if they're able to catch this ballista crew. The ballista crew was very badly injured, as they were. 7 of them are getting away. All 7 of those... Well, no, they can get taken down to, I think, about 2, and they'll still man a ballista. So, just having them run away is good. And now with the attacking forces getting up to that ballista has been retrieved. So that's a very good move from the Mark of the Knight. Mark of the Knight as well, he's one of these sort of newer players that I've been seeing that has been getting better very quickly. So that's always nice. It's nice when you get to sort of see a guy pop up and then you watch him develop. Yeah, very thin on the ground now. The defenders are trying to sort of scrape what's left away, but with the sudden push from the Mirkwood forces, maybe these Uruk-hai pikemen will make it away, but the Sons of the Fallen have caught them. No, this has been very well achieved. Like, as soon as this was burst open, the attackers, they didn't really focus on just like backstabbing. They focused on making sure everything was trapped. Oh shit, those Uruk-hai pikemen might actually go. Sorry about that swear word there, team. I'm sure nobody's too worried. So this has changed. Actually, no. This was quite interesting of a battle, because the defenders were actually the ones getting shot at in the beginning. The defenders were the ones that were getting hit really hard by arrow fire, and they were down in the beginning. And now it's actually slowly coming, and then it was coming back into their favour after the melee clash occurred, which that's very rare. But now, with the collapse of this front line, it's been pretty disastrous, and the defenders need to get a front line re-established. Those crossbows out of ammunition, they need to get slammed in. It needs to be stopped here. If the attackers can flood out into this open area, I think that this definitely will be all she wrote. You know, the defenders need to just get this shut down. The Fountain Guard are doing their best, and they'll do a damn good job, especially alongside the Wardens of the White Tower. But they need more numbers here. Dragon Slayers, yeah, I can see what. Okay, no, I can see what MSQ's trying to do. He's trying to like form up back a little ways, but I think they need to hold the actual. The narrowest point here. Hirioth, good morale from the elves, and good skill. You can generally mistreat them a fair bit more than you can humans. That's the Gondorian general taken out. Gondor really took a beating on those front lines though, and a lot of what he's got left, those Pilgrim Marines might end up routing, but yeah, of course, since this is not a normal siege battle, when these men rout, you have no idea where they're going to try and run to. As soon as a unit routs, they're probably dead, instead of running back toward the town square. Those they're getting surrounded now. Those crossbowmen have moved on forward. They'll be getting cut to pieces, but it's good that they were thrown in. Berserkers coming in now. We talked about Berserkers not being too useful against the elves, but it's still a good quality unit all the same. Iron Foot crossbows firing right into the back of this would be beautiful. Looks like that's what they're... I don't know what they're doing right now. They're taking fire from the March Wardens, but they're heavily armoured. Yeah, this is good. Some good fire here. This generally might be where the defenders turn it around. Just if they can get a lot of fire. Yeah, we're seeing the Lurk's hunting pack coming around here now. They've still got ammunition. Yeah, this is a nice compact area here. Yeah, you see, this is where if there was a Mumakil force just blitzing back and forth through this, you know, we're definitely seeing the right thing here being done by the Mark of the Knight. He's sort of pushed in to extend it, bulge it out a bit, and everybody is coming forward. But it's just, even though they were down in the beginning, because they weren't using their ranged units, it looks like, you know, the defenders they made the right decision by the looks of things. It's a general down. No idea who it could have been. It looks like he was part of the Palace Guard, so he was probably Mirkwood. Or the Elders. No, he was part of the Elders, as we saw earlier. Perhaps the Elders are in there too. Here we are, merging in. They're kind of struggling now. They're getting a lot of pikes, and they've also got the Ironfoot Legionnaire, not Ironfoot Legionnaire, the Erebor Legionnaires battling against them, as we saw. Ironfoot Halberds merging up into that fight. Sons of Durin, yeah, all the way along the front line now, the defenders have retaken control, which I didn't expect. But with the Mithril Guard coming in now, Mithril Guard love to fight dwarves with their AP. Pretty sure they're AP. Again, Khazad-dûm's not a major faction I play as too much. More crossbow fire, as I say, it's these crossbows that are going to be doing a hell of a lot of damage right now. Obsidian Guard waiting to come in. Very high skill for a dwarf. With their two swords, two blades really. Yeah, see, so everything is being sent over here now, and there's just nothing coming down this passageway, so they can do that. The risk, once this situation becomes wild and attackers are pushing through, those hammer guard are going to be able to start picking away at things if they're not careful with how they push through. Southron Pike's breaking there, only 30 of them left though. So they've done alright for themselves. A lot of these men are exhausted coming in from the front line. The Blackwatch Legion maybe could do with coming in for a breakthrough right now. I'd definitely be pondering that. I think that could be useful. Well, that looks like Blacklock Engineer fire coming up and over, but still it's hitting a few guys. It's not hitting as many guys as I would maybe want them moved over here. But I think fire is needed right now, so that's what they're doing. The Trollmen are rushing on forward, as are the Champions of Nafarat. Oh hell, good shot from Sauron there. Even if those Witchers are taken out right now, I think that was worth it. And I think they're probably going to be able to get another shot off. Fire arrows coming on in, that will be fun for the morale. Erebor's morale is not the same as Khazad-dûm. They're good morale overall, but good. A Son of Durin from MSQ has managed to rush forward to these Witchers. Oh damn, he was killed though. The Witchers are not bad in melee. You know, they'll die pretty quick to a decent quality force, but you can't count on shutting them down with like one unit as you can with a lot of things. You know, they're not an artillery unit. They're very fragile, but as I say, they're good in a fight. I like to think of them as basically glass cannon Nazgûl in a fight. The Marksmen of Caer Andros here, still with some ammo. They're going to get some back shots against those troll men, so that'll be good. Champions of Nafarat there. Handling themselves, we're not really seeing how they're doing in that fight, but a lot of the men around them are kind of struggling. We've got some up and over shots coming here from the attackers too, but it's, even though elven archers are generally pretty high damage, because of the arc that they're firing, I guess elves are going to be able to hit pretty good. Yeah, this is definitely right though. The attackers need to be using their ammunition like this right now. That was only 1 or 2 kills there. The Sons of Durin are pushing forward for those Witchers. I think Sauron just has to get them out. He cannot risk losing his Witchers here. But now the Sons of Durin are just able to come in for a backstab against the main line. Whereas the main line is kind of getting split off now, and that's the Harad general taken out. Some of these Harad forces might be thinking about buckling. But the defenders are really almost entirely thrown in now. Whereas the attackers, saying that, the attackers are just about all thrown in too. Those Guardians are just waiting for their opportunity, wanting to make sure that they don't get shot at. They're very, very powerful. 81 for 72 now. The defenders have pulled it back a little bit. March Wardens. Oh god, more Witcher fire here, burning through dwarves. These Witchers have been really well used by Sauron. And I think if they hadn't been here, I would have immediately had the defenders were just going to push through this choke point without issue. Well, defenders were going to hold this choke point without issue. That's the half of Erebor's forces taken out. And the half that he has remaining is pretty good with these Erebor Legionnaires, but as I said, Gondor really took the opening brunt, and we're not really seeing many Uruk-hai hanging around, so it really is down to MSQ at this time, with just a few units of Naz-Hai and such hanging around. Erebor Legionnaires pushing deep, but coming face to face with some pikes, First Legion pikes for that. Erebor Legionnaires with their heavy armour would normally be able to shrug off pikes quite easily, but not the First Legion. March Wardens the Wood engaging the Lurch Hunting Pack there, stopping them from firing if they still have ammo. Lurch Hunting Pack, unlike a lot of Rangers though, a much smaller unit, much more like the Minas Ithil. Wardens of Minas Ithil, they're actually quite competent in a fight. But they're not just fighting basic plebs here, the March Wardens can put up a scrap, being elves and such. But taking a lot of fire from the Marksmen of Caer Andros, backing each other up, the defenders are doing a really good job of that. They've been fighting side by side throughout this entire battle really well. A lot of this fire, they're going to be scoring some friendly fire damage. A lot of those up and over shots. even being elven archers. Defenders will be using a lot of ammunition here. These Obsidian Guard will have taken some damage. What have we got generally for that? Like, Lornand archers will do okay in a fight, and there's these pikeman units that come back in. It seems to be corpsmen is the bulk of the of what remains, though. These warriors, with their AP and skill, will be good. Some spearmen there, and the guardians. I think it's going to really come down to those guardians for the attackers. And do the defenders have much ranged power left to deal with them when they do come forward? Those pikes have sort of been getting buckled and pushed back onto the flat, well, not the flat ground, onto the slanted ground. I always think pikemen do much better on flat ground, but the defending forces are relying a lot on these pikes too, so that's going to be hurting them as well. So this is still going, I would say, in favour of the defenders, although those Blacklock engineers have had to come into the fight now in melee. They're quite good in melee, but still the fact that they are out of ammo is something that the Guardians are going to be pretty happy with. Hammers are good to bad actually having victory there for a minute. The Obsidian Guard coming into the right flank though, those Hammer Guard need to be cracking into them. But Obsidian Guard relying on their heavy armour and also their defensive skill, whereas Hammer Guard would love to just smash through armour. Marksman Kirandros coming on around. So that's one of the attacking armies totally wiped out. It might be Mirkwood. He came in really hard when they pushed through there. Yeah, we're seeing some routing Mirkwood forces. I think that's him. First Legion Pikes, another First Legion Pikes coming on forward. Those Hammer Guard now, there's nothing really defending the back against the Hammer Guard, so if I was MSQ, it's a long run, but it might be threatening to just come through with that. Got a very bored cat next to me, don't I, Jasmine? Spears moving on around now a little bit. The Mumakil still just running free out in the wilderness. Fountain Guard coming forward, not many of them, but they will be very beneficial in the front line. Yeah, once again the attackers, the defenders have seemed to be gaining control of the front line. Balance of power is coming back toward the middle a little bit. Oh, what's this fire coming from? Watchers of the Golden Wood, we've not seen them pop up before. And they've got a decent shot here. I know this fire is coming in arc, some of it won't be. So yeah, I think it's going to be down to those Watchers, but they're getting a lot of friendly fire there actually. Yeah. It seems the only shots that are actually hitting the enemy are the ones that are going up and over. I didn't see that. Yeah, that's more friendly fire there. These Snaga are a lot taller than they look. They don't really have the Hobbit's bonus of being short. No, I think I'd maybe hold fire on those Watchers. At this point, this is a pretty dicey situation for the attackers. Oh god, especially with the Hammer Guard. If the Hammer Guard can push through, that needs to be shut down because they cannot get free. At this point, with my Watchers, I'd maybe hold fire. Or come around here. I think maybe there you'd have more luck. Because I know you are landing some good hits here, but yeah, you're just scoring so much friendly fire. And you're wasting a lot of ammunition. I think it would be better to just hold back, and then when this line breaks, which it will, whatever's left of the Dwarves, you rattle into. And hopefully the Watchers, with using their ammunition and then throwing themselves into melee against whatever's left, I think that could break it. Watchers are coming around to this right side, that's smart now. And warriors there, just waiting. Hammer Guard, only 8 of the Hammer Guard left. Ah, damn, that's the general taken out for Angmar. Any other useful tools the attackers still have? Dunno. Kindred are still remaining. Guardians. Yeah, Corman just seems to be unwilling to sort of throw himself into that blob, which I don't necessarily blame him for. The blob seems to be falling back now, which is interesting. It's quite rare that you see something like this happen, when you actually, the attackers and defenders seem to give each other a bit of breathing room for a minute. We still have almost 10,000 frames, that surprises me. Maybe we do end up with a little bit of a skirmish battle at the end, like I was talking about. Are there some plebs coming into this fight? No, there's some hammers of Gundabad sort of chasing people away. That's quite smart. Yes, these men, sort of the dwarves and elves, they're just sort of waiting. Still a lot of First Legion pikes. I don't know, really. I keep sort of swapping back and forth. I think the defenders have got all this. They've still got a lot of good weapons to win this battle right now. But Corman, I don't know how much ammunition he's got for his Watchers. And the Watchers of the Golden Wood can do this. Okay, good. Yeah, the Berserkers are great targets for them. Yeah, you can sort of see how, just already, how many Berserkers have been dropping there. I think not all of that was from range fire. We're seeing a lot of these Palace Guard there and Anains, so I think there was some combat there earlier. Perhaps the Berserkers were part of it. But even then, they've taken a bit of a beating. And now the Pikeman, again, good target for him. Poor Coolmander is just really got the short stick here from these guys. But it's just, yeah, just dealing with all that is a smart choice, I'd say. Blah. Yeah, just killing them off. There's a pike line, some engineers, Erebor Legionnaires, not fun to break through. The Naz High are not going to be fun either. Crossbowmen out of ammo. Lurch Hunting Pack cannot be ignored. Highborns, they must be hurt really bad, as the Obsidian Guard. Good fire there from those guys. Right into these, yeah, right into the pikes there. Sauron is doing the right thing here, sort of coming up, but I wouldn't have really expected the defenders to have any ammunition left, so it's fair. Berserkers coming forward again. And no, this seems to be a bit. I'd hope that the attackers right now, because this is not a hopeless situation for the attackers. The attackers are still winning in a lot of ways, and I hope that they're still communicating and planning this out, and everybody's not sort of just doing their own thing. Something that the attackers really can fall prey to, and I know this very well. I do it a lot. Is just kind of starting to just do your own thing, and really just ignoring what your oh, that was lovely, isn't it? Yeah, really just ignoring what your allies are up to and what your allies think is best. So hopefully that's not what's going on here. But yeah, because that push was really sort of unsupported by his allies. His allies really seem to be happy enough to just hold here. Coming in from the side with some more pikes. And these marksmen out of ammunition now. Yeah, they're out of ammunition now, so that must be like the last of the defender's ammo. One Warden of the White Tower. Probably down on some hit points, he won't last long. Watchers of the Golden Wood though. Out of ammunition now. Okay, okay. This is a concern then. I don't know. So the next push is going to be it. Somebody's admitted defeat there. Sauron's admitted defeat, yeah, that's fair enough. I think that's just about all he had in the front line. He probably had to go or something like that. So that's leaving it down to Y2K and Corman. And yeah, well that's it. Y2K and Corman. Y2K definitely, I've seen Corman around actually. Both, you know what they're doing, I'd say. Bessy's got a good few games under his belt, and of course Coolmander and MSQ do as well. I don't know if this battle was happening out in the open field. For sure, what the attackers have left is enough to deal with it. But just the fact that the defenders are going to be having a height advantage, I think that might, really could be enough to, and also the defenders are going to be able to get some good flanking attacks. This really needs, those pikemen need to make sure that they're fighting separated. If you get what I'm talking about, they need to be on different sides, just to make sure that nobody's really getting flanked around and backstabbed in this fight. Probably going to just speed it up a little bit, just a 2 speed while we watch over this choke point. because I can see this being a bit of a oh, I can't remember what the name of it is, but generally just staring each other down. No, it's been a good fight overall. As I say, it's definitely not going to be interesting to a lot of people. Like I really enjoy that. I enjoy using ammunition properly, and you know, the thought process of, you know, is this worth an arrow volley? When you only have, say, 15 arrow volleys, is it worth it? Oh, the Athelian Rangers have come forward. Yeah, this is gonna force the attackers to do something, and they're choosing to fall back. Because shooting right down there, you're gonna rip up some Lornad spears. It's a good save from Beshi. Yeah, that's gonna be very scary now. And they've because so when they move up, they're now gonna have a full passageway. God. Yeah, Beshi's just kind of herding them around a bit. It really is now a sort of strike or die situation for the attackers. No, as I say, this is definitely not going to be interesting to everybody, because I do quite enjoy like ammunition and how people use the ammunition that they're given. And you know, it's quite. Oh, those flags are still waving. That's quite cool to see. Oh wait, oh sorry, I thought they had fallen in the ground and they were still sort of stood up. Yeah. So this battle was up my street, but to a lot of people who don't really much care for that sort of confrontation, I can understand why they're not liking it. We're 87 for 86 now, but a lot of what the defenders have left are, you know, we're seeing these Urukai archers, or oh no, those Lurtz hunting bag. But the Ironfoot crossbows are not incredible in a fight, you know. Yeah, it's not going to be too much. Whereas what the attackers have left are a lot of, basically all of Lothlorien and the First Legion pikes. So I don't know. I think, yeah, when it happens, it's going to happen pretty hard. The Hammerguard have slipped on around. There's a lot of spears left though, but Hammerguard with their heavy armor, they can withstand that. So it's good the defenders are coming out here to face this. Those Athelian Rangers are going to have to get pressed in really tight. The Spearmen have been sent on forward. See, I wouldn't have done that. I would kept the Spearmen at the back and probably engage with something else, just for these Hammerguard. But he does have a backup unit. Yeah, those Hammerguard are not going to be able to stand up against a very skilled unit of Spearmen like that, heavily armoured or not. But the Nazhai are now probably going to engage those Spearmen and trap them in place, and this is his 2 unit of spears trapped now. The Guardians, of course, can counter enemies, but facing like that, these Rangers are now going to be rattling right down the line. Oh no, they're going to come into the Watchers. Yeah, this is really, you need to spread around, get a total coverage here. Yeah, see, this would have been better to do with Guardians, not Guardians, sort of a Spearman unit, but since both Spearmen are engaged, it has to be done by the Guardians. Just like watching those Hammerguard and just moving around following them. Everything needs to sort of engage now, really, which those pikes are. Yeah, see, this is sort of confrontation that is definitely going to help the attackers. Hammerguard just watching. See, the Guardians need to be following them, because now they're going to pull off a charge against those archers. Oh no, the Guardians are being thrown into the fight. No, I think those Hammerguard can do some serious work here with a few charges. And there's no longer a unit of Spearmen to answer to them. No, okay, the Guardians are being pulled back, I don't know. Ranger fire is going to be bloody, but it's just what you got to deal with. These pikes, the First Legion pikes will win this confrontation. Right now it really is down to the Rangers and these Hammerguard. The Guardians are following them, but not fast enough. Okay, they're making it, Yeah, no, MSQ, if nothing else, MSQ is keeping these Guardians out of the fight. And that's a great thing to do. As I say, if it was a unit of Spearmen that they were keeping out of the fight, that wouldn't be as much. But the fact that the best pikes in the damn game are not being able to engage in this sort of confrontation is massive. And it really is being left down, I think, with the Kindred of Kellenborn and the Watchers of the Golden Wood throwing themselves into this fight. I know it doesn't look like it right now, but my money's still on the attackers here. Athelian Rage, Fountain Guard are still there. Wait. Oh hell. Okay, righty then. This is a game changer. Commander has managed to reman his ballista. Oh god. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, and the Hammer Guard have gotten a good stab in there. Oi oi oi. Yep. Now the Hammer Guard will be chuffed to bits with that charge there. But no, that ballista being remanned does change things. It means that the Guardians can't do what they need to do. They need to be behind the line, they need to be following the line, but right now they have to be pressed up against it or that ballista is just going to rattle them. Athelian Rangers opening fire looks like on the Guardians largely. Because as I say, it's as soon as those Guardians go down, those Hammer Guard are free and clear to do as they please. On this left side, it actually looks like the First Legion Pikes are struggling, they're shaking right now. I guess the Halberdiers? They're pressed right up close and the Halberdiers are just AP slamming them. Guardians are engaged there. So once again, these Hammer Guard are free and clear to charge around. Which they're going to do, just coming right into the backs. Yep, those Lothlorien archers they're taking out. And yeah, you're seeing the balance of power is swinging hard now. I'm shocked. What I'm most surprised about is this left side. I know the Athelian Rangers no doubt had a hand in it, but I just did not expect those Ironfoot Halberdiers to be so powerful against those First Legion Pikes. No, and then that's MSQ. MSQ's general just falls there to the hand of a Lorien axe, but I think his job is done. Two of these Isengard ballistas still able to be manned, but I say I don't think they're going to find a shot. I don't think they really need to. Yeah, these Hammer Guard are free and clear to just cycle charge as they please now. So I'll just settle myself here and we'll. It's just about 2,000. Well, it's just about 1,000 frames left, so I won't speed it up. All in all, very good little fight. Let's have a quick hover over here, and just look at the carnage. I know it doesn't look quite as nice in these settings, but it's still pretty brutal. You know, the amount of corpses that were just. I was surprised because this was 2 beefy units of trolls. I know the Angmar trolls are nothing like the Olokai or the trolls of the White Hand, but. Champions of the White Hand, guys. Champions of the White Hand. Those are the Warg Riders. Yeah. So I know that they're not as strong as them. You know, I remember in the last battle we actually saw sort of a height difference and so on there. But it's still, I was surprised how quickly they both fell. And yeah, and the Ents did pretty well, to be fair. But I think. Overall, I think I maybe just didn't give the defenders enough credit for like what they had left in those later stages. You know, they still had a lot of very powerful units, and I underestimated the Halberdiers. I very much underestimated the Ironfoot Halberdiers. I think Bestie's he showed a hell of a lot of skill in how he kind of just was able to, you know, herd the attackers around a bit in those later stages. And he saved his Athelian Rangers for a great moment. Retaking the ballista. These men are, what the heck? Was that Isengard admit defeat? Fair enough. Okay, cool. I wonder what happens if you admit. Yeah, because if you admit defeat and you still win. You still get the victory streak. All in all, that's pretty damn good. Let's I'll run through that at the end. Let's go through MSQ's forces here first. The Obsidian Guard, that's where you had as general. They handled themselves very well. Nice amount of skill there from them, so they can just jump into a fight and they can hold the ground, and up against, as long as you're not fighting up against like exceptional units, they'll rack up a lot of kills. The Hammer Guard, Ironfoot Hammer Guard, they were incredibly important in those later stages. They were very good to have, and there were still lots of them left, so that was good. Had a lot of the in the beginning had a lot of the pikemen held up in the north, trying to watch for them charging in from the back, and then after that just keeping the Guardians out of the fight was incredibly important. Then Blacklock Engineers racking up a lot of kills, as they always will. They're good at melee. I'm not even part of the testers or anything like that, so I can't really say. But the Blacklocks are good at melee. You know, I feel, you know, maybe a little bit too good sometimes. But yeah, at the end of the day, they're heavily armored dwarves. They should be good. You know, they're dwarven skilled engineers. Why wouldn't they make good armor for themselves? But yeah, Ironfoot crossbows there, saved for the right moment for sure. It meant that the initial line was hammered to pieces without much returning fire. But no, it was right to save them for that moment so they could get some gorgeous backstabs. Ironfoot axe throwers, they took a lot of fire in the early game. You know, as you can see, these 61 casualties were healed, so those 61 casualties were dealt from ranged fire. You know, you're much more likely to heal a casualty from ranged fire than you are to heal one from melee. So they were targeted pretty heavily, which I would be pretty happy with that. I'd rather them hitting my axe throwers with nice and heavy shields, but yeah. Highborns of Erebor there, racking up monster kills. That was good for morale too. They actually earned a lot of experience, which doesn't surprise me. Yeah, the Dragon Slayers of Ered Mithrin too. Wow, monster kills again. Sons of Durin, we saw them. They were a really important answer to those Witchers, which was great because those Witchers were those Witchers really made me think the attackers had it. The amount of damage that they did. I'd love to know the kills that those Witchers got. Hopefully I'll ask Sauron at some point. 3 pikes there. 2 of them, yeah, it's just the beating on the front line. It's hard to judge that right now because it just, yeah. And the Halberdiers did good too, as we saw. Really, but all the phalanxes in the beginning, like we can't really judge their kills because they were shot at so much. Yeah. Legionnaires there, good to have a nice. Legionnaires are a great little unit because they are very just skilled men at arms. Good sizable unit too, heavily armored. And the Axe Guard racking up some nice kills too, as they always will. And then we saw again the Ironfoot Spears. They were meat shields. They were just taking fire for everybody else. All in all though, Commander, I absolutely loved that he remanned the Ballista. That was a cool move. It really took me by surprise. I think I would have been more. I would have been more liberal. That's the word I'm looking for. Been more liberal with the ammunition from the Ballista. I think he saved it a lot, which I'm not saying is a bad idea, but it's not what I would have done. I would have been hitting the enemy elites a lot more than I was, and I would just make sure I saved a bit of ammunition for that moment kill. But I would like to know how much ammunition he had at the end of the game. That when the position broke, when Mirkwood pushed through, they pushed hard. So you know, it's not his fault to lose the Ballista. You know, I don't blame him for that. And maybe I guess he was wanting to use the Ballista in the same way as MSQ used his crossbows. You know, getting them up on this little position, firing into the back. So that's probably why he saved up his ammo. Bestri there, like less kills than his allies, but that's because Bestri was, like, we saw how little Bestri had in the later stages. Bestri was the man that just took a beating. Like the Demons of the Desert as well were on Bestri too, so no, like he did good, and he saved those Athelian Rangers and also those March Andros. That was a good move, I think, in the end. I would have, I don't know how. Like I could see how he spent all of his money for sure, but like it would have been nice to have grabbed like a unit of Gondor militia archers just to counter fire against sheep archers. But why waste a unit slot if you've got other things you want to get? Harad there, racking up a lot of kills, even though like the Mimikill, you know, there were so many good opportunities in the Mimikill, and I think that maybe just didn't really know the danger that a Ballista was to the Mimikill, but I think after losing that first one, should have known, dude. But maybe could have, like, because that main blockade at the end, that could have just been run right through by a Mimikill. But what I would have been tempted to do was the little valley on the side. We can't zoom out, but the valley to the right, I would have maybe got my Mimikill running all the way around there, because that would have been, like, in the later stages of the game, that would definitely thrown a spanner in the works. Y2K there handled himself very well. I was very surprised at how much the First Legion struggled at the end there up against those guys. So that's yeah, you know, I would have expected them to be racking up a lot more kills.
got to keep in mind there, the attacker's kills, you've got to add up the amount of captured, like Mark of the Night here. Exceptional play from him today. Like he bust through that line, and then he also captured 500 men. Now, most of those 500 men, yeah, sure, they wouldn't have run backward, they wouldn't have come back from routing, but still, you don't know that. So that was a good move. Yeah, generally, like, smart play, overall, I would say. Sauron there, very elite force. I love the Witchers. The Witchers were used so goddamn well. But maybe some more pushing is the only thing. I was surprised at how little pushing was done. Maybe I was missing it, though, to be honest. That could have been the case. But it was cool to see a very, very heavy elite Angmar force. Like that's how I generally play Angmar. Because I like play Angmar as sort of exceptionally elite, so that was quite cool. All like jet black armor and stuff. No Scourge Raiders. Yeah, there were no Scourge Raiders today. That's a surprise. But yeah, cool. Corman. Yeah, generally, like, saved a lot of his guys for the end. I was surprised at, again, like, I was shocked at just how tough that last battle was for the attackers. I thought that was going to be an easy win for them when the defenders moved down. Definitely, like when the ballista came into play, kind of all the cards were dealt. But I think shouldn't have engaged with the spearmen first. The spearmen should have been held back, engaged with everything else, and then you would have had 2 units of spears just mucking about behind the lines, you know. And while the guardians would have been able to fight the way that they're meant to fight. So that's the only thing. As well as that, I think maybe the Watchers of Golden Wood should have been used in the beginning. You know, I think if the decision was to use up just about all of our dang ammunition on that front line, maybe use up all the dang ammunition on the front line, you know. But I'd love to know how much communication there was between the attackers, because the defenders clearly worked very well together. So I'd like to know if that was sort of reciprocated there. Nice. This will be a very long battle, but yeah, we'll merge everything together and see just how long it is. I'll get through MSQ's other battle now. Sorry about having to bump down the graphics, but as I say, I just want to get through some fights. I've been neglecting it. But yeah, thank you very much.